Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Darabar Pranam.
Glory to Gurudev, glory to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
So, are we ready for the class?
Yes,
Yes,
Maharaj.
Maharaj. I'm ready.
So, how many of you are present?
We are two for now, Maharaj. The time difference has been announced, but I think some people are adjusting to it. They will join later.
So, how many students are participating in the course? What is the total number of students participating in the course?
There are more than 20, Maharaj.
I see. So should we wait a little bit, maybe some 5 minutes, and see how many will join?
Okay, Maharaj. I'll try on my own end to also bring them on board.
Yeah, call them that we are ready for the class now.
Okay, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Jai.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I've passed the information.
Okay.
I think you can start. Yes.
Yeah, I can see a few more has joined.
Yes, Maharaj.
So now you have about 5 people.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Don't see me. I go find one good place to do. Oh, my no level. Oh, my get problem.
So I think we can begin now, right? We can start now. At least we have some few students. Omagyanatimarinasya gyanan gyanasalakaya chakshudamilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yukta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunastam Pitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Tirtha Swami Iti Namini Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Ashri Tatmane Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Bhakti Tetare Iti Namini Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvese Sashunyavadi Pasachade Satarini Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum lagaite grim yat kripatamahad vande Shri Guru Dina Taranam Paramanam Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptayena Characharam Tatpadam Dashitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So everyone is welcome to this unit, the fourth unit, which is the nectar of devotion. We are supposed to study from chapters 1 to chapters 19, which includes the preface, the history, and the introduction. That is the first lesson. That is what we shall be treating today. Of course, it's very broad. I'm not sure we can finish, but let's see how far to go. So to make things easy for us, I've gone through the section and I have picked certain sections, certain paragraphs of the sections and made them into slides. So that instead of us reading the whole chapter or the whole part, we just go through the sections I have picked. And so those will be, these slides will be the basis for our discussion. And that is why it is important for the students to read ahead of time so that they can have a broad idea on what is contained in the section. So we'll go ahead. Lesson 1, history, preface, and introduction. So how many of you have been able to read history, preface, and introduction? Have you all been able to read something? Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Yes,
Yeah.
I read something.
Okay. Any other person who has read something?
Yes, Hare Krishna Maharaj. I've read something too.
Okay. Who has not read anything at all? Somebody did not have the chance to read anything at all?
I've not read anything.
Okay, that's Madagandari.
Maharaj. Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So as I said, these are slides from the sections that we are supposed to read. So these slides they highlights the important areas, the important sections that we need to know. So I have picked them up and put them in slides so that we don't have to go through the whole chapter or the whole section. So we shall read these slides, and based on what is mentioned in the slide, we shall discuss more about the subject matter. And that is inside. So, normally before we start the nectar devotion, we glorify the six Goswamis. Nana Shastra Vicharina Ikanipono Sandharma Samstapako Loke Nahita Karuna Tribhuvane Manya Sharanya Karo Radha Krishna Padara Vrinda Bhajanana Dena Mataliko Vande Rupa Sanatana Ragu Yugo Sri Jiva Gopalako. So this is one of the prayers of Srinivasacharya in glorification of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. And so what is the meaning of this prayer? I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Srila Gopal Bhatt Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of, because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental love and service of Radha and Krishna. So Srinivasacharya has written, I think, 8 stanzas glorifying the 6 Goswamis. I think this is actually the second stanza, but it's the most popular because it talks about their expertise in studying the scriptures for the purpose of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all humanity. And because of this special service they have done, they're honored all over the three worlds, and they're worth taking shelter of, because they are always absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental love and service of Radha and Krishna. So that is the speciality of the Goswamis. They were such exalted devotees, so exalted. In fact, those of you who have had a chance to visit India and have gone to the land of Vrindavan, you can understand the service, the special service the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan have achieved. The Vrindavan we see today is as a result of the activities, of the dedication, of the determination, of the devotion of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, that we have got Vrindavan established for us to visit. When Lord Chaitanya visited Vrindavan, there was nothing. The nearest house, the nearest residence was in Mathura. There was no house in Vrindavan. There was no life in Vrindavan. The whole Vrindavan had turned into a forest. After 5,000 years of Krishna's pastimes, everything had been forgotten. Everything had been covered. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he empowered the Goswamis, especially Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. And then he ordered them to go to Vrindavan to excavate all the lost sites of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. And on that order, upon that instruction, that these great souls, Rupa and Sanatana, they went to Vrindavan and they performed so much austerity. There were no houses, there was no way to sleep. So practically speaking, they were sleeping under trees. And to demonstrate their detachment, they never spent more than one night under one tree. That means every night they will sleep under a different tree, just to demonstrate that they were very detached. They were not attached to anything within this world, even including their place of rest, place of sleep. So the 6 Goswamis, they are so dear to humanity that they are honored throughout the 3 worlds. They are respected because of what they've done. They stand out in the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Without them, we would not even have Krishna consciousness available today. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not write any books. He empowered these Goswamis to write. All the books we are reading today is actually coming from the Goswamis. So all the knowledge, all the scriptures that we have today, we are so blessed to have them, is by the mercy of the Goswamis. And that is why they are so dear to everyone. So can somebody read this slide? Somebody like to read? Can you all see the slides?
Yes, the record.
Okay, so somebody can read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The Nectar of Devotion is a summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which was written in Sanskrit by Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. He was the chief of the 6 Goswamis, who were the direct disciples of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he first met Lord Chaitanya, Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada was engaged in a ministry in the Muhammadan government of Bengal. He and his brother Sanatana were then named Dabira Kasha and Sakara Malika, respectively, and they held responsible posts of ministries of Nawab Hussain Shah.
Yes. Sanatana Goswami, he's a senior brother. And Rupa Goswami is the junior brother. And also they have Anupama, was their junior most. Sanatana is senior, followed by Rupa, followed by Anupama. So And Jiva Goswami is the son of Anupama. So he's their nephew. So family of Goswamis, actually. So they were working with Nawab Hussain Shah, the Muslim king or governor of Bengal. So at that time, their names were Dabira Kash for Rupa Goswami and Sakara Malika for Sanatana Goswami. Their names were changed and they were answering Muslim names. But when they met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately they recognized Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recognized them as his eternal servants. So from that meeting, their devotional life or lives were awakened. They lost interest in serving as ministers in the government of Nawab Hussain Shah. Rupa Goswami was the minister of finance, and Sanatana Goswami was the chief minister. So they were holding very important positions. But as soon as they met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were ready to give up those positions. Just like when one goes to a toilet and passes stool, he doesn't even look back to see what nasty things have come out of his stomach. So similarly, as soon as Dabira Kash and Sakara Malika, as soon as they came in touch with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they considered the high governmental positions, such as ministerial positions. They considered them to be no better than stool. They abandoned it immediately. They did not look back to see the so-called importance of the so-called importance uh, of the government position, because they had achieved the highest goal in life. They had taken shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So for the devotee, the lotus feet of the Lord is considered the greatest achievement. For the non-devotee, he is still interested in all of these worldly things: position, wealth, name, fame. This is what the worldly people are searching for. This is what they're working for. This is what they're planning for. But for a devotee who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, these things don't mean much to him, because he is now relishing great happiness by taking to Krishna consciousness. So as soon as these two brothers, they came in touch with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they had a glimpse, they had a taste of Krishna consciousness. And so immediately they gave up their ministerial positions, just like one would give up his tool. Somebody likes to read this? Next slide. Different person.
Yes. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, go ahead.
Okay. 500 years ago, the Hindu society was very rigid, and if a member of the Brahmana caste accepted the service of a Muhammadan ruler, he was at once rejected from Brahmana society. Or two brothers,
Nabira Kash and Sakara Malika.
Dabira Kasha Saraswata Brahmana community, but they were ostracized due to their acceptance of ministerial posts in the government of Hussein Shah. It is the grace of Lord Chaitanya that he accepted these two exalted personalities as his disciples and raised them to the position of Goswami, the highest position of Brahmanical culture. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
So,
welcome.
at the time Mahaprabhu appeared, these two brothers were already ostracized. Ostracized means to be dismissed from the Brahmana community. They were outlawed. In other words, they were sacked. They were removed from the Brahminical communities, Saraswata community, Brahmana community, because they had accepted service from the Mohammedan government. That was how strict the Brahmana community was at that time. If you are a Brahmana or a Hindu and you accepted service from the Mohammedan government, you were immediately ostracized. You were immediately rejected from the society of Brahmanas. You were no more considered a Brahmana. You were considered fallen. So the Birakash and Sakara Malika, they were considered fallen and therefore rejected from the Brahmana community. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he demonstrated that it does not matter where you have taken your birth. It doesn't matter your caste. It doesn't matter your profession. It doesn't matter your location. Patra apatra vichari nahi stane. It is said that while Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Panchatattva were distributing their mercy, they did not consider who is qualified and who is not qualified. They did not consider where to go and where not to go. They did not consider who should benefit and who should not benefit. They were so magnanimous. They were so benevolent. They were so kind that they freely gave out Krishna consciousness to everyone, qualified or unqualified. An example is demonstrated here, that even though these two brothers had been ostracized from the Brahmana community, they were dismissed from the Brahmana community. They had nothing to do with the Brahmana community because they had accepted services from the Muslim government. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted these personalities and raised them to the position of Goswamis, which is the highest position of the Brahminical culture. So from this, we can understand that it doesn't matter your birth, it doesn't matter your profession, it doesn't matter your location. What matters is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the Lord will extend himself to such a soul. And we can see how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement has spread all over the world and has changed people's lives, has transformed people's lives simply by accepting the process given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somebody like to read this?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Well, let me read.
Now go ahead.
Lord Chaitanya gives hope to all. Lord Chaitanya accepted the Haridas Thakur as his disciple, although Haridas happened to be born of a Mohammedan family. And Lord Chaitanya later on made him the Acharya of the chanting of the holy name of the Lord.
Thank you. So, Lord Chaitanya did not only accept Dabira Kash and Sakara Malika as disciples. Lord Chaitanya also accepted Haridas, who was born in the Mohammedan family. And Lord Chaitanya, out of his causeless mercy, elevated Haridas to the position of Nama Acharya, the Acharya of the holy name. So, this demonstrates that the Lord is so merciful, the Lord is so kind, the Lord is so inclined to every living entity, because every living entity is actually Krishna's part and parcel. Mama ivam so jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manashastani indrani. So Lord Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita that every living entity is eternally part and parcel of him. So therefore, every living being we see in this world is Krishna's part. And no matter how fallen the living entity is, no matter how degraded the living entity is, he still remains Krishna's part and parcel. And therefore, Krishna comes down into the material world, or Krishna sends his representative, the spiritual master, to come into this material world to claim these lost souls, to bring back the lost souls who have forgotten Krishna. So, just as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted these personalities, Dabira Kash and Malika Sakara, or Sakara Malika, and then of course Haridas Thakur. we have some hope. Lord Chaitanya gives us some hope that our situation is not so bad after all. We can all still be delivered by Krishna's grace. So that is the hope Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, that we can still be delivered, even though we are so fallen, even though we are so degraded. If we accept Lord Chaitanya's instructions and follow them very sincerely, we can still be delivered from the material world to the spiritual world. And that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is demonstrating here. In this slide, it says Lord Chaitanya's universal principle. Lord Chaitanya's principle is universal. Anyone who knows the science of Krishna and is engaged in the service of the Lord is accepted as being in a higher position than a person born in the family of a Brahmana. That is the original principle accepted by all Vedic literatures, especially by Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. The principle of Lord Chaitanya's movement in educating and elevating everyone to the exalted post of a Goswami is taught in the nectar of devotion. So, what is the universal principle? What is Lord Chaitanya's universal principle?
Hare Krishna.
Yes?
It is said here that anyone who knows the science of Krishna and is engaged in the service of the Lord is accepted as being in a higher position than the person in the family of a Brahmana. That is the universal principle.
All right, thank you. Yeah, the principle is anyone who knows the science of Krishna and is engaged in the service of the Lord, he is in a better position than one who has taken birth in a family of Brahmanas. When Srila Prabhupada brought his Western disciples to India for the first time, the caste Brahmanas, they were criticizing Srila Prabhupada for giving Westerners Brahminical initiation. But Srila Prabhupada told them that he was following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's universal principle. And that is stated here, that anyone who knows the science of Krishna Yaradeka Tarakaha Krishna Upadesh Amara Agyaya Guru Hana Tara Edesha. Lord Chaitanya is saying, instruct everyone to follow the orders of Sri Krishna Chaitanya as given in the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and try to liberate everyone in this land. So, the universal principle is to know the science of Krishna, as well engage in devotional service. Such a person becomes immediately qualified to instruct others, to deliver others, to help others come out of this material world. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has requested that all of his followers be knowledgeable in Krishna consciousness. And that is the reason why we are studying the Vedic scriptures. We are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are studying Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Ishopanishad. We are studying all these books so that we can understand the science of Krishna. And once we understand the science of Krishna, we can also teach it. So that is very important. The principle of Chaitanya's movement is in educating and elevating everyone to the exalted position of Goswami. So that is our business. Our business is to educate people. Our business is to elevate people. Our business is to make everyone a Goswami. And before you can do this, you yourself must become one, must become a Goswami. So we can say that this is the universal principle Lord Chaitanya taught, and everyone should adopt it. Every devotee should adopt this principle by studying the scriptures, by studying the many literatures, and by practicing as well. In this way, one's life becomes transformed. Somebody likes to read this?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Srila Rupa Goswami sets the standard. Lord Chaitanya met the two brothers, Dabira Kash and Sakara Malik, in a village known as Ramakeli in the district of Malda. And after the meeting, the brothers decided to retire from government service and join Lord Chaitanya. Dabira Kash, who was later to become Rupa Goswami, retired from his post and collected all the money he had accumulated during his service. It is described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that his accumulated savings in gold coins equaled millions of dollars and filled a large boat. He divided the money in a very exemplary manner, which should be followed by devotees in particular and by humanity in general. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Rupa Goswami sets the standard. While Rupa Goswami was working, he was receiving very, very big salaries. And so he was saving that money. Those days, they were using gold coins as the means of exchange. So he had gathered a lot of gold coins. And so it had filled a boat. His gold coins fill a boat. So now that he was leaving the service of Saddam Hussein Shah, he carried all his money home, and it filled a very huge boat. So he divided that money in a very exemplary way. 50% of that money was given to the Brahmanas for preaching Krishna consciousness. The other 50%, he divided into two. That means 25%, 25%. 25% he gave to his relatives, and 25% he kept for his own maintenance. So it is said that Rupa Goswami set the example for our working household community that whatever we are earning, whatever our salaries may be, 50% should go for the service of the Lord. And then the other 50% has to be divided into two. And the devotee retiring will keep 25% for his personal expenditure, and the other 25% will go to his family members. That is the example. That is the standard Rupa Goswami has established in this verse. And so all of us who live in ISKCON, we are duty bound to follow this example so that we can experience the bliss, the joy, the happiness that Rupa Goswami experienced when he visited, when he retired from his high governmental service. Of course, things have changed, and it'll be difficult for people today to give 50% of their income to the society. Even 25% is not so easy. People are giving like 10%, 15%, in some cases, 5%. But contributing for the Lord's pleasure, contributing for the service of Krishna is very important. It purifies our wealth. And help us to move forward. Anything that is offered to the Lord gives us opportunity to make advancement. And anything that is not offered to the Lord before consumption is considered sinful consumption. So therefore, this Rupa Goswami standard is to be followed. But if we cannot follow it, at least we must give some portion of our sweat, of our paycheck, our pay packet, to support the preaching activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That will be very pleasing to him. And that is the example that Rupa Goswami, such an exalted personality, has demonstrated. Somebody wants to read this? Or somebody has a question?
I'm going.
Yeah.
Rupa Goswami receives their knowledge from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami first met Lord Chaitanya Lord Chaitanya at Prayag, Allahabad, India, and on the Dasa Vamedia Bhattingata of that holy city, the Lord instructed him continually for 10 days. The Lord particularly instructed Rupa Goswami on the science of Krishna consciousness. These teachings of Lord Chaitanya to Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada are narrated in our book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, after Lord Chaitanya had met Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami in Ramakeli, he went back to Puri. Actually, Lord Chaitanya was on his way to Vrindavan when he detoured. He diverted his journey to Ramakeli. So we can say that actually Lord Chaitanya went to Ramakeli just to meet these two brothers. His whole purpose of going to Ramakeli was to meet Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami and deliver them from the well of material existence. That's why he went there. And when he met Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, they advised the Lord not to go to Vrindavan at that time because there was a huge crowd that was following Lord Chaitanya. And so Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they told Lord Chaitanya that you don't go to a holy place with such a crowd. So they advised him to go back to Bengal at the appropriate time, and into Puri actually. They advised to go back to Puri, and at the appropriate time, he could visit Vrindavan. So Lord Chaitanya went back to Puri, and after some time, he left for Vrindavan. By the time the Lord had left for Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami had already given up his service as the Minister of Finance and was on his way to Vrindavan as well. At that time, Lord Chaitanya was staying in Allahabad, Prayag, and Rupa Goswami met the Lord there. And for 10 continuous days, Lord Chaitanya instructed Sanatana Goswami. So this way, Sanatana Goswami became empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in order to do the service that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted him to do. So it is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vrindavaniyam rasa kalivartam kalena luktam nija shaktim utaha sancharya rupe vyatanoti punashaha prabhu vidao parak ivaloka shristim. Now before the creation of the cosmic manifestation, the Lord enlightened the heart of Lord Brahma with the details of creation and manifested the Vedic knowledge. In exactly the same way, Sri Chaitanya, being anxious to revive the Vrindavan pastimes of Lord Krishna, impregnated the heart of Rupa Goswami with spiritual potency. By this potency, Srila Rupa Goswami could revive the activities of Krishna in Vrindavan, activities almost lost to memory. In this way, he spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. So this is a special function of these Goswamis. Generally, as time passes, things are forgotten. Even the pastimes of the Lord are forgotten. Even though they are transcendental and are not subject to time, yet the conditioned souls forget them. Kalena Vrindavani Kele Varata Lupte Titam Kyapa Yitum Siksha. In the course of time, the transcendental news of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan were almost lost. To initiate explicitly those transcendental pastimes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami with the nectar of his mercy to carry out this work in Vrindavan. So, Lord Chaitanya was thinking about us 500 years ago. And that is why he initiated the process of rediscovering Vrindavan, so that we in Kali Yuga, we will have the chance to visit such holy places and purify our existence. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore empowered the six Goswamis, headed by Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, to excavate, to rediscover the pastimes of Lord Krishna, Radha and Krishna, in Brajabhumi. And in this way, the Vrindavan we have today is actually the Vrindavan of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, following in the orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Any comment or question? And then we move on.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, I would like to know more about the Vrindavan of the Goswamis. Okay, we know that Lord Krishna performed his pastime in Vrindavan. So
Yeah.
I think at that time there were houses and I mean the places where people inhabited. Now I can hear that after the pastimes of Lord Krishna, there were no more houses there.
Yeah.
And yes, okay, I would like to know more about it.
Yes. Yeah, you see, time destroys everything. Time destroys everything. So, over a period of 5,000 years, all the pastime places of Lord Krishna, Radha and Krishna, were covered by time. There were no more houses, there were no more, all the holy places were all covered. So it needs one with a spiritual understanding, one with a spiritual vision, one who is connected to the spiritual world to identify such places. Because we have seen, even in practical experience, if you leave a house without anybody living there, what happens? After some time, the house will crack and fall down.
Yes.
That is a fact.
Yes.
If you leave a land uncultivated, trees will grow on the land, and a place which was once inhabited by human beings will now become a forest. So that is the natural tendency of this world, that all those places that were pastime places of the Lord, after the Lord left, time covered them up. And so when Lord Chaitanya went to Vrindavan, there was not a single place in Vrindavan. The only thing Mahaprabhu realized or recognized was the two ponds near Govardhan that Lord Chaitanya realized or recognized as Radha Kund and Sham Kund. That's all that he could realize. But then there were small ponds. So he ordered the Goswamis to excavate those ponds and build a temple near these places, Radhakund, Shamkund, where Raghunath Das Goswami stayed for the rest of his life when he went to Vrindavan. So it is a fact that if a place is not inhabited by human beings, it deteriorates, is covered by weeds, it falls apart, and goes back to its natural state. So the time Lord Chaitanya went to Vrindavan, everything was now a forest. But because he is the Lord himself, because he is not different from Krishna, he could still remember all the places that he had performed his pastimes. And therefore, there was a need for him to empower his devotees, Rupa Sanatana. He empowered them, he entered into their hearts and empowered them to be able to discover the lost places of Krishna's pastimes. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you very much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the Vrindavan we have today is actually the rediscovered Vrindavan by the Goswamis under the order, under the authority of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not come, we wouldn't even have Vrindavan as we have it today. So Mahaprabhu's coming is very important for us because he empowered his followers to establish Krishna consciousness very strongly for the benefit of all. So I don't know, do you usually have break or you don't have break?
No break, Gurudev. Let's continue.
Okay, so we have, it's now 8:30, we have 30 minutes more to go. So I think we just continue. So scrutinizingly studying the scriptures is the duty of every devotee. Later, Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada elaborated the teachings of the Lord with profound knowledge of revealed scriptures and authoritative references from various Vedic literatures. Srila Srinivasacharya describes in his prayers, the six Goswamis, that they were all highly learned scholars not only in Sanskrit, but also in foreign languages such as Persian and Arabic. They very scrutinizingly studied all the very scriptures in order to establish the cult of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the authorized principles of Vedic knowledge. So, as instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the 6 Goswamis, they studied all the Vedic literatures in order to present to the world the essence of the Vedic scriptures. So that's what they did. Whatever literatures were available at that time, they studied them. They extracted what was important, and then they put them together as the Vedic scriptures for the benefit of human beings. So we are all indebted to Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, to Jiva Goswami, to Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, for their sacrifice and knowledge that they have made available to all of us. So, as we study these scriptures, we should always remember that is by the mercy of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, that we have this knowledge. Indeed, we are always indebted to them. We cannot pay their debt because without them sacrificing, we will not have this knowledge. Somebody can read this?
Yes, Hare Krishna Maharaj, I can read it. The present Krishna consciousness movement is also based on the authority of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. You are therefore generally known as Rupanugas, or followers in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. It is only for our guidance that Srila Rupa Goswami prepared his book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is now presented in the form of the nectar of devotion. Persons engaged in the Krishna consciousness movement may take advantage of this great literature and be very solidly situated in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Give me 1 second. There's an important call coming. I have to accept it. So a minute, I'll be back.
Okay.
Jamasami Mataji,
Yes, Prabhuji.
where is the other Jamasami?
She went to make her hair, Prabhu. That's what she told me.
Attendance is going below acceptable level standards. She's not serious again. And that could make us to make some drastic decisions against her. She's not taking the program serious anymore.
Okay, Prabhu, I will let her know.
If they are not serious, we may defer them to the next session to continue because we cannot accept epileptic attendance. You only come and write exam. But anybody can just sit down and read and come and write a bit. It's a discipline that we want devotees to have. discipline of sacrificing, a discipline of consistency. I mean, giving importance to this program. But once that is neglected, nobody should blame me in the end when some people will be deferred. Some units, they should do in their next session. So please tell her if she doesn't want to be dropped in this unit, she should attend all the classes.
Okay,
And
Prabhuji.
also call Krishna by meaning also. Call Krishna by meaning.
She was here now. I think her network is giving her issue.
Okay. We don't want that one seriousness attached to this. The people conducting this class are gurus. And this is what we are showing them, that we are not serious about what we are doing. We have no focus. That anything can just knock us off balance. That thing become more important. Then how can you achieve anything? You have to be focused so that what you have started, you finish it out. That is how to go about things. But anything can come and everything is equally important. So anything can come and knock that one off. And you sacrifice that and you use that time for something else. It's not acceptable. Okay. Thank you. And also for the students who have not paid their course fees, they should please do so. Otherwise, they are suffocating our program. To suffocate the spiritual program is very, very dangerous for the suffocator. So please pay your course fees so that we can be able to run this course well. We need data. So your cooperation is most highly solicited. Apuba Prabhu, have you paid? Apuba Prabhu, have you paid?
I paid over 1 year ago.
How much did you pay?
I paid the sum of 50,000.
Okay, thank you very much. Mother Gandari, have you paid?
I've not paid.
You came late, we accepted you, and you have not paid. Some exams you have not done, even last exam you did not do. So please, I expect something better than that from you. So conduct yourself before we conduct you. Thank you very much. Ananga Moini.
Thank you.
Ananga Moini,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
you paid?
I've paid half, it's remaining half.
Please pay the remaining half. Tell Achinta Rupa to help you. You hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Please do so and let us hear some result from you before next weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Gora Shakti Prabhu, have you paid?
Krishna Prabhu, I pay all.
You can pay again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Those who have paid to pay again. We need your support. This is transcendental, There is no limit to what you should be able to pay. If you have the potency, do register it as your support for the program. So consider supporting us more. At least you can give some 20,000 for data, at least for 1 month. Please, you should support. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, my Prabhu. I've heard it.
Kuba Prabhu, you should support. Hare Krishna. This time we are soliciting for your support. We are not ordering you. We are begging you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you for being there.
Hare Bo.
Hare Krishna. So I think Anaga Jamasami Jamasami 2 and Krishna Bhamini are the only half serious students that we need to encourage. The rest have already dropped out. The rest from Nigeria have already dropped out. So please, Janma, encourage them. Call them
No problem.
before.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Tell them I'm highly dissatisfied with their epileptic attendance. To suffer from epilepsy in any way is very, very bad and dangerous. They should liberate themselves from that kind of class, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Oh. Maharaj call has taken long. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama. I think the recording is paused. Janua?
Yes, ma'am.
It's paused. Okay. Good. Is it on YouTube?
Yes, it's on YouTube. It's live.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much for your consistency. Gora Shakti Prabhu, thank you very much. Apuba Prabhu, thank you very much. We appreciate you. And Anaga Moini, at least you are also three-quarter appreciated. You have tried. Gandhari Mataji, you are half appreciated. You have tried also, but you should try more. And of course, we are encouraged by your efforts, despite all challenges. However, we want to insist that Apuba Prabhu kindly try to finish your slokas. Gora Shakti Prabhu has done it. He's champion in terms of the slokas. He released all the slokas in one day. So, Gora Shakti Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Anaga Mohini also tried. She did well. We highly appreciate her effort also. And Apuba. Nevertheless, Janmasami, the coordinator of the platform, please, we will not say we are disappointed, but we know you are impregnating yourself with all the slogans. And by the time you deliver, you just deliver all. So please, warm up very well. When your pregnancy is up to 9 months, you should come and deliver. But please, deliver it on time. Deliver your slogans now. Yes.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Deliver your slogans. Hare Krishna. Amada Gandhari also, please deliver your slokas. And Anaga Mohini, complete your slokas. Apuba Prabhu, complete your slokas. Okay. Take Krishna Bhamini and Jamasani Mary also. So please complete or they should deliver their slokas. Hare Krishna. They can just
Hare
close eyes. They can set the video, close eyes, and start reciting the slokas. Then the ones you recite, you forward it. Then another day, at your convenience, you close your eyes firmly. Then you deliver some 5 again. Then another time, you close your eyes again, you set the video, deliver some 5 again. Like this. So you can do it, I beg. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhu.
So it's like Maharaj may just come and close the class. So So you should be ready. If he comes and says the class is over for today, you should thank him.
Okay, Prabhu.
You can see that the Nigerian devotees have registered more consistently than the Ghanaian devotees. You can see the Ghanaian devotees, most of them are young boys, yet they are not consistent. Hare Krishna. Stolen time is over.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Sorry, so some important call I had to pick, so sorry for the interjection. Am I hear Chaitanya Prabhu's voice?
He was stealing some time. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, please, before we continue, we want to first register our gratitude to Maharaj for the sacrifice, because right now is very, very busy in Mayapur, and they are preparing to celebrate. Mayapur Institute is celebrating their silver jubilee, and Maharaj is the MC there. And this is going on this weekend. He has to steal time to come and do this just because of his love for this program. So let all devotees make sure that they attend fully and not to discourage Maharaj by coming two after 10 minutes, then one person comes. No, the students will come and wait for the teacher. And you are already familiar with the timing. So please, Maharaj, thank you very much for the sacrifice.
Hare Krishna. So we will continue because time is not waiting for us. Actually, we didn't start in time today. We started about 25 minutes, 30 minutes late. We hope tomorrow we can start on time. The same time tomorrow. And so the message should pass out to everyone so that we can start on time tomorrow, so we can cover enough ground. So who are the Rupanugas? The present Krishna conscious movement is also based on the authority of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. We are therefore generally known as Rupanugas, or followers in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. It is only for our guidance that Srila Rupa Goswami prepared his book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is now presented in the form of Nectar of Devotion. Persons engaged in Krishna consciousness movement may take advantage of this great literature and be very solidly situated in Krishna consciousness. So who are the Rupanugas? If one should ask, who are the Rupanugas? Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Rupanugas are those who are following in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami's teachings.
Yes,
It's in
whoever is
consciousness.
following the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami, whoever is following the teachings of Rupa Goswami, whoever is studying the books of Rupa Goswami and following the instructions of Rupa Goswami, he is described here as Rupanuga. Anuga means a follower. So Rupa Anuga means the follower of Srila Rupa Goswami. We can say we are also Prabhupada Nugas. We are followers of Srila Prabhupada. So anyone who is studying Rupa's books and following Rupa's instructions, he is a Rupanuga. So all members of the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, they are all Rupanugas. In fact, the whole Gaudiya tradition is based on the teachings of Rupa Goswami. It's based on the Upadeshamrita, Nectar of Instruction, is based on the Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, is based on many other books that Rupa Goswami has written. So our Krishna conscious philosophy is actually based on the teachings of Rupa Goswami. So anyone who is practicing Krishna consciousness is a Rupanuga. Definition of Bhakti. Bhakti means devotional service. Every service has some attractive feature which drives the servitor progressively on and on. Every one of us within this world is perpetually engaged in some sort of service, and the impetus for such service is the pleasure we derive from it. Driven by affection for his wife and children, a family man works day and night. A philanthropist works in the same way for the love of a greater family, and a nationalist for the cause of his country and countrymen. That force which drives the philanthropist, the householder, the nationalist, is called rasa, or a kind of mellow relationship whose taste is very sweet. So everyone in this material world is engaged in some activity based on the fact that we want to derive some sweetness. We want to derive some rasa. So the desire for taste, the desire for rasa, keeps everyone in the material world busy. But there are mundane rasas and there are spiritual rasas. The mundane rasas, such as described here, the family man who is working hard to satisfy his family members, the philanthropist who is working very hard to satisfy humanity, the nationalist who is working for his countrymen. These are temporary material rasas. They may bring us some happiness, some joy in achieving some result, but the result will not be permanent, and the taste or rasa will also not be permanent. That is the problem with material activity. But when we engage in devotional service, we serve the storehouse of rasas. Krishna is described as Rashika Shekhara. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Adityaya Nandat Manja Rasika Shekharam. That the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, he is the ocean of all rasas. Rasika Shekhara. He is the abode of all rasas. And even though he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he agrees to become the son of Nanda Maharaj. He agrees to become the son of Yashoda Mai. So, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai because of their great devotional service, they're able to attract the Supreme Personality of Godhead to become their son. Nanda Akarot Brahma. Srayam Ivam Mahabhaga. So the question is, how is it that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has become the son of Nanda Maharaj? He has become the son of Yashoda Mai, and he is sucking the breast milk of Yashoda Mai, and is addressing Yashoda Mai as mother and Nanda Maharaj as father. What is it that these two devotees have done to attract the Supreme Personality of Godhead? That was the question Sukadeva Goswami, Parikit Maharaj asked Sukadeva Goswami. Nanda Akarot Brahma, Shreya Iva Mahabhaga. What pious activities, what great pious deeds did these people, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, perform to attract Krishna to become their son? To answer this question, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Surabhave Sakakari Skanda Arohana, Surabhave Vajeshwari Karina Bandhana. That because of devotion, the friends of Krishna, the cowherd boys, they could climb on Krishna's shoulders in a very playful manner. The same way, because of devotional service, Sudabhave, because of pure devotional service, Yashoda Mai could bind Krishna. Yashoda Mai could chastise Krishna. So, Bhakti is the key. Bhakti is the rasa that attracts Krishna. Bhakti promotes the spiritual rasas. Material activities also produces the counterpart, the material counterpart of these rasas. But these material rasas, they don't last. They are temporary. And that is why in the material world, everyone continuously hankers for one thing or the other. The material world is a place of hankering, lamentation and hankering. As Krishna tells us in Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasanadma Nasho. What is the verse? Brahma Bhuta Prasanadma.
Nasho Chati Nakang Chati.
Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mam Bhakti Param Labati.
Labate Param. Brahma
So,
Bhuta Sanatma Nasho Chati Nakang Chati. Sama Sarvesho Bhuteshu Mal Bhakti Labate Param.
yes, that we have to rise above this hankering and lamentation. Material existence is characteristic of hankering and lamentation. What we don't have, we are hankering for it. And what we've lost, we are lamenting for it. That is a characteristic nature of this material world. So, Bhakti produces permanent results. Bhakti produces permanent rasa, because the goal of Bhakti is Krishna. And Krishna is permanent. Before the creation, Krishna is there. After the creation, Krishna is there. Krishna is always there. So therefore, our relationship with Krishna is permanent. But the material world sometimes is there, sometimes it's not there. Material activities, sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not there. Material results, sometimes is there, sometimes it's not there. So therefore, material activities produces temporary rasas. So we must go deeper into our devotional activities so that we can awaken the spiritual rasas, the spiritual relationships. That is what will satisfy the soul, not the temporary rasas. So there is a difference between Bhakti rasa and mundane rasas. Bhakti rasa is a mellow different from the ordinary rasa enjoyed by the mundane workers. Mundane workers labor very hard day and night in order to relish a certain kind of rasa, which is understood as sense gratification. The relish or taste of the mundane rasa does not long endure, and therefore mundane workers are always apt to change their position of enjoyment. So there is permanent spiritual rasa found in the relationship with Krishna. And because Krishna is eternal, Krishna is permanent, such a rasa is also permanent. But because the material world is not permanent, material situations are never permanent. So whatever rasa we develop will also not be permanent. Father and mother, they are not permanent. Husband, wife, they are not permanent. Boyfriend, girlfriend, they're not permanent. Brother, sister, they're not permanent. These are all material rasas. They don't last. They will only last as long as the body is alive. As soon as the body is finished, that rasa is also finished. But spiritual rasas that relate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that relates the soul, eternal spirit soul, with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that rasa is always there because the soul is eternally existing, Krishna is eternally existing, and therefore relationship between the soul and Krishna are also eternally existing. So for a devotee is more interested in bhakti rasa in preference to the mundane rasas. And so we have what is called Bhoga Tyaga and Chapala Shuka. Material engagement means accepting a particular status for some time and then changing it again. This position of changing back and forth is technically known as Bhoga Tyaga, which means a position of alternating sense enjoyment and renunciation. A living entity cannot steadily remain either in sense enjoyment or renunciation. Change is going on perpetually, and we cannot be happy in either state because of our eternal constitutional position. Sense gratification does not endure for long. It is therefore called Chapala Shuka, or flickering happiness. So this is the description of the material situation. Everyone is eager to engage in sense gratification. Material existence means sense gratification. If we take out sense gratification, nobody will work. People are working very hard because they promise them sense gratification. They would earn some money and they'll be able to promote their sense gratification. They were able to provide the objects of the senses. So everyone is working very hard just for the purpose of sense enjoyment. But this sense enjoyment is temporary. What may be very pleasant for us or pleasurable for us today, the same thing would not be pleasurable for us tomorrow. And that is why we see so many problems in life. Today, somebody is your good friend. You are very sweet to each other. But tomorrow, the situation changes. You become enemies. Today, you are enjoying a particular situation, and that same situation becomes a problem tomorrow. For instance, if you have the best of food and you overeat, that same tasty food recipe becomes a problem because you have overeaten. So that is the nature of this material world. Whatever thing we consider very pleasant or pleasurable can always turn bitter and disappoint us. But in the spiritual circles, we don't have such experiences. Krishna is always sweet. Krishna's names always sweet. Krishna's pastimes always sweet. Krishna consciousness is always sweet. It has been sweet in the past. It is sweet now and will continue to be sweet in the future. That is the nature of Krishna consciousness. And that is the real rasa that a living entity is looking for. We want something sweet to enjoy. But because we have forgotten the sweetness of Krishna, we are now looking for sweetness in matter. And no one will ever be satisfied with the sweetness of matter. Prabhupada gives the example of the drop of water in the desert. If somebody is very thirsty, he needs a cup of water, a bottle of water, or a bucket of water to quench his thirst, and you only put one drop of water on the tongue. Can that drop quench the thirst of the man? No. So sense gratification is compared to a drop of water. The soul requires so much sweetness. The soul wants to swim in the sweetness of Krishna. And we are simply putting a drop of sense gratification. So it is not satisfactory for the soul. And that is why every living entity has to engage in Krishna consciousness. And gradually we develop this taste of sweetness, which is found in Krishna consciousness. And then this chapala sukha, this sense gratification, which is characterized by bhoga tyaga. Bhoga tyaga means the back and forth. We accept something today, we renounce it tomorrow. That is called bhoga tyaga. We accept something because we want to enjoy it. And when we are tired of it, we want to renounce it. Typically, we see a man and a woman, they come together as a husband and wife. They call themselves beloved. Today and tomorrow, they become enemies. They divorce. The man goes his way, the woman goes his way. But a day before, or a month before, a year before, they were describing themselves as beloved. This is bhoga tyaga. It's bhoga tyaga. At one moment, you want to enjoy the company of a person, and the next moment, you want to renounce the company of that person. This is the result of sense gratification. So therefore, we must cultivate spiritual rasas. The material rasas will never give us the joy that we're looking for. Material rasas will bring us a lot of disappointment. So therefore, Rupa Goswami has given us the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu so that we can cultivate these spiritual rasas. And the earlier we do that, the better for us. On that note, we have to bring the class to a close so that tomorrow we can continue. It's getting late here in India. So any questions, any comments?
Okay. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, as I read from the preface, it is said that the six Goswamis are the disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes.
But at some parts, I read that Rupa Goswami then was the disciple of Sanatana Goswami.
Yes.
At that point, I am a little bit confused.
Okay. See, we have what we call Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru.
No.
The Shiksha Guru is the person who teaches you the science of Krishna consciousness. For instance, when you come to the temple at first time, you meet devotees and they start giving you instructions how to practice Krishna consciousness. They teach you the mantra, you listen to their classes, you learn some things from them. They are gurus also. They are Shiksha gurus, instructing gurus. It is based on the knowledge you have gained from these Shiksha gurus that eventually you become accepted as a disciple of your Diksha Guru. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Diksha Guru of Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami. But because Rupa Goswami is the junior brother of Sanatana Goswami, Sanatana Goswami is senior and Rupa Goswami is junior. So Rupa Goswami, he accepts Sanatana Goswami as his Shiksha Guru. But interesting, Sanatana Goswami also accepts Rupa Goswami as a Shiksha Guru. They are always, Rupa Goswami calls Rupa Goswami his Shiksha Guru, and Rupa Goswami calls Sanatana Goswami his Shiksha Guru. None of them accept a superior position. That is the humility of a devotee. That is demonstrated by these two exalted brothers. Because Rupa Goswami met Lord Chaitanya first and received instructions from Lord Chaitanya, he is considered senior because he renounced his job as a minister and went to meet Lord Chaitanya in Allahabad, Prayag. And for 10 days, Lord Chaitanya instructed him. At that time, Sanatana Goswami was imprisoned because when Sanatana Goswami wanted to leave, the king, Hussein Shah, did not allow him. He gave him an option, either to remain as the minister, chief minister, or he was going to have him locked up, imprisoned. And Sanatana Goswami chose to be imprisoned. And then, of course, because Rupa Goswami had left some money, some gold coins behind with a grocery man, he used that money to bribe the prison keepers, the prison officers. And then they allow him to escape. And that's how he went to meet Lord Chaitanya in Benares. So because Rupa Goswami met Lord Chaitanya first, received instructions from Lord Chaitanya first, Sanatana considered him superior to him, even though he's his junior brother. He considered him superior. So he was seeing Rupa Goswami as his guru. But from the family tradition, Sanatana is the senior brother of Rupa Goswami. Yes. So Rupa Goswami always revered Sanatana. He always respected Sanatana as a senior brother and a Shiksha Guru. So this is how they related to each other. Each of them saw that his brother as a Shiksha Guru. So if the statement is that Rupa Goswami accepts Sanatana as his guru, it means he accepted him as his Shiksha Guru. So he said that is, you accept one Diksha Guru, but you can accept 1,000,000 Shiksha Gurus. And that is what is happening to us. We are listening to many senior devotees, many lectures, many swamis, many different devotees. They are all our Shiksha Gurus. Yeah. But we accept initiation from one person, and that is our Diksha Guru.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Welcome.
Excellent.
So on this note, we can end the class here, and tomorrow, please come on time. The earlier we start, the more area we can cover, the more material we can cover. Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare.
Krishna.
Suppose any person.
His Grace Srivas Maharaj ki jai. Dandavad. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
See you tomorrow. Please be prompt. Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We want a full class tomorrow.
Thank you
So,
very much, Maharaj. A wonderful lecture.
Maharaj is gone.
Supreme, the great. Thank you for organizing this whole section.
Shastri Baba.
Wow.
Babu, I think tomorrow we may have a meeting.
Yeah.
You can go now, everybody. You can go.